Another study came out recently saying that yes, it was racism that helped put Donald Trump in office. That was the driving #1 force that gave us Donald Trump U.S. president. And you know, this is just one of many studies that have come out since the election to say the exact same thing. There were several other issues that got him elected, but at the heart of most of it was racism. The racism he used, but more importantly, the racism that he manipulated into the American public, specifically those in the so-called Rust Belt of the United States. See, America has lost hundreds of thousands of manufacturing jobs over the years, basically going back to the days of when NAFTA was signed, and we lost all those manufacturing jobs. They've been slowly trickling out of the United States ever since then. And to go even further back, let's talk about the 1980s and Ronald Reagan. When he came in with his union-bashing policies and helped destroy American labor unions, we went from about half of the country being in labor unions to about 12% today, and I think the number has fallen below 10% today, actually. But when we left those unions, when we lost those union protections, when Republican-controlled states started passing these right-to-work laws to destroy unions for good, the middle class started declining. Go back and look at some of these charts. When union membership was up, wages were up, productivity was up. Well, today, productivity is still up, union membership's down, and wages are down. And that's the problem with the Rust Belt. But back to Trump and the racism, because it all ties in together. You see, Donald Trump came in and told these people, it's not NAFTA, it's not the union busting, it's the immigrants. That's why your situation in life has gotten so bad. That's why things aren't as good as they used to be. It's the immigrants. See, when you talk about the union busting and when you talk about NAFTA, those are actually pretty complex issues that you can't sell in a 15-second soundbite. But do you know what you can sell? You can say something like this: your manufacturing job went to an illegal immigrant. Done. And they believed it. Not necessarily because they are racist, but they didn't understand that Donald Trump was using these dog whistle code words. Illegal immigrants is code for Mexican. Stealing your jobs is racist talk that he doesn't have to sound completely racist saying, but it's enough to manipulate your fears about your own future. When you're worried about not being able to provide food for your family, you start to believe whatever you have to make yourself feel better. Maybe it wasn't because of some obscure thing called NAFTA or because of a union that you never joined. It's because of those illegal immigrants that came over here and took your job. So much easier to blame it on them than it is to blame it on some obscure policy from a Republican or a Democrat. And Donald Trump exploited those fears and turned them into racism. So when we see these studies that say that racism elected Donald Trump, yes, it absolutely did. But you have to understand that it was mostly this psychological manipulation of racist feelings towards immigrants or black people or Muslims. That's what got him elected. Donald Trump is not a smart person. He's not a good president, but he is a damn good manipulator. And it was that manipulation of the ingrained racist fears of American citizens that put him in the position that he's in today. If you like this video, make sure that you like, comment, and share, and most importantly, subscribe to our YouTube channel. And if you want to help support Ring of Fire, go to patreon.com/TheRingOfFire, become a monthly patron to help support independent progressive media.